Greetings folks, Larry here from Larry's Fountain Pens, and welcome back for another video. This is going to be about some different italic nibs. So a special thank you to Joel Terrell for sending me these pens. There are the Mr. Jim pens from the UK, if you're not familiar with them. This is the place in the UK where you can buy a pretty nice fountain pen. You can get them italic. He has all kinds of variation of italics, obliques, left-handers, cursive, you name it, this store has it. So you might want to check out Mr. Pen's site and see what all the variety of italic nibs he has to offer. Also, he has gold nibs, 18K and 14K. So lots to go by and check and see what fits your fancy. But what we're going to be doing is showing you the nibs. So here we go down here. This one right here is the Mr. Pen, the Italic Churchman Prescriptor, right here, and it comes in this box just like this. And I will give you the weight of the pen is going to be about 45 G's. It's 5.64 inches, and then when it's posted, it's 6.08 inches. It's a nice pen, and when you hear that snap, it's securely posted. Again, if you just try to put it like that, it's not going to go. It's going to fall off. It's a heavier pen, which I like. It has a little bit of weight, not overly weighted, but for me, these pens are acceptable. I really do like them. I like the size. I like the black lacquered on the middle. It just looks really nice, and the clip is a nice sturdy clip. On top of the finial, you can have your initials put on there. So it's really a nice fountain pen, and I believe it has italic on there, because that's what Mr. Jim is known for, but he has other pens as well. But this is going to be the fine cursive nib that I want to show you. So that's one of them. And here's a dual that comes. You can get these together as a pair or separate. The Italic Chaplain Tankard right here. Or you can, like I said, get them separate. I thought they were pretty cool. I like the finial on top. It has the italic on there. Looks pretty cool. And then on the band, it does have italic as well. And they all look about the same. They're almost all the same length. So the weight of the pen is 40 G's. And then the Parson, that's about 35 G's. I think this is the lightest of all the three, but still has a little bit of nice weight to it. Really nice looking pen. Yeah, the clip is a really nice looking clip. I do like it. And then the band to match, kind of like that meander type of scroll to it, a cigar shape, but really nice pen. They all unscrew and they all can post. I like to show you that, but it's all about the nib, what I want to show you. Now, this one here does not, it does post, but you have to really put it on there so it'll be secure. And it is secure, but if you just put it like that, going to fall off. Now you won't hear a pop or a click or anything. You just got to make sure it's on there. But I have small hands, so, you know, that's okay for me. But I would rather post it. So when I've been writing with it, I just make sure that it's on there securely. So let's get to writing with the Italic Nibs, because that's what I really want to show the folks today. They're all are nice looking. Metal pens, all this beautiful black lacquer, and you can really keep them shiny. But to me right now, it's all about the nib. So let's start with this one first. And this is the Churchman Prescriptor. Right. So here we go with this pen, and it has a fine cursive. That's an M. And this is a fine cursive. There's some wetness here on rhodia paper, and you do get a bit of wetness there. Reverse writing. You do get some, but then it'll start fading out. This is no pressure, and here's a bit of pressure with it. And you do get definitely a different line variation with the pressure on it again. So, no pressure whatsoever. And here's some pressure. So that's the first one. Now these are really interesting nibs. And then next I am going to do the Parsons Essential. Okay, let's get this little jewel going. Alrighty. And this is a broad nib, italic, and I'm thinking this is the extra broad nib on it. You can get them broad, extra broad, oblique, reverse writing, and really you can't get nothing from that. So okay, your downstroke, it does lay down a nice line. Your cross stroke, you do get a really nice fine line on that cross stroke. All right, here we go. Nice, yep. And it does have some nice wetness to it. And I'm using the Ackerman Red ink. Really a nice nib. It just sails across the paper. I haven't gotten any scratchiness from it, from the nibs. I haven't got where the corners of the nib, when you write, have dug in the paper. It's really just a pleasant nib, a great nib to write with. All right, let's move on to a different. And this is the, let's go ahead and do the Italic Chaplin tankard right here. This is the one. They come in a pair. Now this one is going to have a medium metallic nib. And it is getting lower ink, so if you see it starting to give out, that's why. It does lay down the ink, wetness. Nice, nice and wet. Reverse writing. You can get a different line variation. And this is fast writing. And here we go. One more time. This is the fine cursive. And here is the broad, the extra broad. And the tankers are the medium. That's also broad. They almost look the same. And then the last one. You have a fine cursive, medium, the italic, the fine cursive up here. Now this is a really nice fine here. And it's running out of ink, so that's why you see it dying out of there, and that's okay. I have been using it for a while now. I've been writing many letters with them. when I see my fountain pens do this, to me, I get really excited. Why is that, you wonder? Because they're running out of ink, because I've been using them quite a bit. I've said many times before, I do a lot of writing, a lot of it, and it's fun, and I'm trying to learn how to improve my handwriting. My problem is I go too fast. This is a really sweet nib right here. They're all really nice nibs. You know, I'm not a fine nib person, but this nib right here is really, really sweet, really nice. So, I wanted to show you the nibs, the Italic Nibs. The cursive fine, the italic, the broad, the mediums. They were a lot of fun. Now, for beginners, would I recommend these pens for beginners? I would wait a while till you finally get the hang of a fountain pen. And then if you think you're ready, then you can jump into it. I mean, they're not hard to write with at all. If I was a beginner and I knew about these pens when I first got into it, I would have jumped on it. In fact, to tell you the truth, I have one that somebody sent me back in 2015, 2016. I think it might be blue. It's italic. It could be oblique, and I need to get it back out and do an update review on it. A nice pen, a nice writer. So, check out Mr. Jim's Italic. If you're looking for some good italic pens, great. Before I go, questions, answers, right now, right here. Okay, so, a stub nib. How is it cut? It's cut straight across the nib. The tip is cut off. There's a little ball that is welded to the end or the tip of the nib that you're able to write with. To convert that into a stub or an italic, they just snip that right off. But you gotta know what you're doing. You gotta do a little bit of tune up on that nib to sand it because you don't want it scratchy. So there's some work to get it done. A right oblique nib, it's cut at a slant. I'm sorry, right. And then a left. That nib, here's a nib, and then it's cut like that. Let me show you. Maybe it might be better if I can just show you. Number one is a left cut on the nib, as you can see it up there. Okay. Number two, it's going to be a right cut on the nib, as you see it there. And then number three is straight across cut. It's just a cut straight across. And number four is your standard nib with the little ball that's welded to the top of the nib. And to get to here, that little ball is cut, like I was telling you before, straight across, and you end up with a stub nib just like that. So, italic nibs are interesting. You're either going to like them or you're not going to like them. But, you know, at Mr. Jim's, they are affordable and they're very nice. And he's got a whole lot of selections of different colors, different models to choose from. And if you don't want italics, he's got the regular nibs for you at a real decent price. So I hope you found this italic nibs helpful. And again, to make it more clear, if I didn't explain it well enough, you might want to go to the Mr. Jim's website, Mr. Jim's Italic website, and he'll tell you all about Italic Nibs. It's really interesting. Been around a while. The gentleman knows his stuff. He makes all types of different Italic nibs. He's got them. Ask him. He's got it. I mean, I've never seen such a large variety of Italic nibs. But yeah, he does them. So, folks, thank you for joining me today on Larry's Fountain Pens. And on my next review, I hope you join me again. And remember, when we have reviews, have your favorite beverage ready. Grab yourself a nice chair, get in front of that computer, get focused, and let's just have some fun talking about what we love, fountain pens. Have a great day, and remember, my friends, don't text and drive. See you later. Bye.